Started. So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our second DRC session on assistive technology. We're happy you can join us. A few housekeeping rules. If you wouldn't mind, please keep your mics muted so the presenter can get through his presentation. He will be fielding questions at the end. If you have questions, please put them in the box and we will read them out at the end, and he'll answer as many as we can within our time limit. Terry has also agreed that he will reach out and answer any questions that we don't cover right away at the end of our session. So for introduction purposes, my name is David Kelly. I'm the DRC for the Finger Lakes region. We're going to keep it very brief, very simple. I'm going to go around, just call your name out, just introduce yourself and who you work for our presenter so he gets a good idea of the population we're working with here. So let's start with Lydia.
Hi, I'm the Employment and Training Workforce Specialist for Wayne County.
Jackie, you're the next one on my list.
Sure. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Jackie Termini, and I am both a professor and the liaison at K-14 Outreach and Partnerships at Finger Lakes Community College.
Janelle?
I am the Senior Employment and Training Counselor for Yates County.
Tammy Smithers.
An Employment and Training Counselor in Seneca County.
Bridget Benz.
Bridget Benz, career counselor at Seneca County.
Heather O'Connell.
Hi, I'm Heather O'Connell, Director of Residential Nursing and Intake with Mosaic for Seneca, Cayuga, and Yates counties for Janice Freeland.
Jolie Morgan.
Hi, I'm Jolie Morgan. I'm an employment counselor with the Department of Labor for Wayne County, located in Geneva.
Amanda. We'll come back to you, Amanda. Oh,
hi. Sorry. Amanda from the New York State Department of Labor in Geneva. I just started. I'm an LSR.
Susan.
Hi, Susanna Speed, Senior Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at Trillium Health.
I see Lindsay Murphy on here.
Hi, everyone. I am David's counterpart in Monroe County, so I'm the Disability Resource Coordinator at Rochester Works.
And I don't want to butcher Alvarado. I don't want to butcher your last name. I apologize. Did I get it? No way.
Alvarado.
Alvarado.
There you go.
Denise.
Hello.
Oh, you're all right. You were coming in with the audio. So we're just doing basic introductions, Denise, of your name and then who you work for.
Denise Freeland, and I work for Mosaic. Actually, I have Heather on here because I was at a meeting and told her to come, but I was just going to tell her, you don't need to stay if you don't want to, but she can because it's about assistive technology.
And then for our partnerships, we have Jen Geiger from ACCES-VR and then Terry, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Okay, so I'll go first. So my name is Jen Geiger. I am the business relations representative from ACCES-VR. So I'm actually out of our Rochester district office. So we cover Monroe, Livingston, and the Finger Lakes. So we're excited to partner with Finger Lakes Works. And Terry, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Terry Martin. My company is Voila Technology Incorporated. Yes, it's another acronym. It stands for Voice Output Input Large Print Assistive Technology. I'm on contract with ACCES-VR to do assistive technology evaluations and training.
Thank you, Terry. We'll turn it right to you and we can get started.
Okay. So the way things are going to unfold here today, I have a short PowerPoint that I'm going to run, and then that's when the fun begins. That's when the high tech begins. Please keep in mind that this is going to be a high tech presentation. Anything can happen. So far, we're okay. And then I will break out to show some short videos of assistive tech. And then after that, I will try to do some live demonstrations. And then at the end, we'll close it up with Q&A, and we'll be off and running. So let me get the PowerPoint up and running here. And okay. Oh, here. You should be able to see my screen. We all okay?
Yes, Terry, we can see the cover
right,
page
great.
of your slideshow.
Okay, so here we go. So we're going to try to answer two questions here today. What assistive technology, what kinds of assistive technology and how it can help individuals with who have a disability. And the second question we're going to explore here today is how can assistive technology benefit organizations, agencies, and businesses as a whole? Okay, so let's get some definitions out of the way. Basically, this is the definition printed in the Americans with Disabilities Act and the IDEA Act for the United States and New York State Education. The important thing here is that this technology is meant to improve the functionality, capabilities of an individual who has a disability. This definition does not include devices like pacemakers, for example. Those are medical devices. Okay, here. And different types of technologies. This is pretty obvious: low tech, high tech, assistive tech hardware, assistive tech software. This is all that I work with. Okay, so different types of technology. This is not people who can use it. It's not a complete list, but fairly complete. I've worked with a lot of these people on this list: blind, visually impaired, learning disabled, on down to people with multiple disabilities. Oh, no. Whoop. Okay, hold on a second here. Okay, types of technology. Let's go back here. Different types of technology that I typically deal with is text to speech, where it's reading out loud, speech to text, which is voice recognition, magnification, hardware and software. You'll see that here today. Alternative augmentative communication devices. Those are for devices for people who have a speech impediment or who can't speak. Alternative input devices, you'll see some of those here today, such as trackballs, optical character recognition, scanning. And yes, I'm into artificial intelligence, AI, and you'll see a real cool video on that. Okay, so we're going to go back here a few pages and okay. And okay, so now the fun begins. I'm going to start showing you some videos, and let me get ready here. And hopefully this unfolds the way I want it to. And okay, so you should see a gentleman on your screen right now. And this one is a sample of text to speech from Microsoft. It's a free application. So people who are blind, visually impaired, struggling readers. And yes, this could even be used for those who do not have a disability for, if they have eye fatigue and want to just sit back and listen Here we go. Can you hear that?
No.
Okay. I'm going to do this again because I forgot to check the box for computer audio. Okay, and here we go.
To get started, go to office.com and sign into your Office 365 education account. Click on Word to open a Word document. And now go to the View tab and click on the Immersive Reader. You'll see all of the page is reducing distractions, and I can really focus on the text. When you press the play button,
the Amazon rainforest,
you hear the text read aloud and you see the words highlighted. You can easily follow along. You can increase and decrease voice speed really easily. You can increase the font size. You can also increase the spacing, which is a proven technique to help reduce visual crowding. You also can click on a page color that gives better contrast and can make it easier to see the letters. Now you can turn the syllables on as well and break them down with a single click. I can highlight the different parts of speech like nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Now reading rulers are something that teachers have used for a long time for focus, and with a single click here I can turn on line focus and really give that extra focus for students. With the picture dictionary, I can click on a single word and see a picture of that and also play it back to have that multi-sensory processing, a great tool for reading comprehension. So learning tools are available in OneNote, Outlook, Office Lens, and Edge as part of Office 365 in Education, which is free for you teachers and students. Go check it out.
Okay, now I realize that this was geared for education, but it's still accessible in standard Microsoft packages for business. And it can be used, like I said, for people who are blind, visually impaired. It's geared more for people with learning disabilities who are struggling with reading. And it has been drastically improved over the past few years. And that's called Microsoft Immersive Reader. Now we're going to tackle the mobile platform with mobile scanning. And I'll explain how they've upgraded this next video to include something very unique. This is another free product from Microsoft that you all can get in the App Store right now. It's called Microsoft Lens. In this video, it's a little old, but it used to be called Microsoft Office Lens. Basically, it turns your phone into a handheld scanning device. And now with the integration of Immersive Reader, not only is it a handheld scanner, after you scan the document and it gets saved as a usable document, Immersive Reader can read it. So now you have a personal reader in the palm of your hands. Here we go.
Hey everyone, I am Leslie Fisher. Hello from BET 2019. I am here to share with you some of my favorite tips that you can use right now. If you have not seen Office Lens before, Office Lens allows you to take a picture of a whiteboard, and it allows you to take a picture of a document, even a business card. And once you do that, you can share that image to a variety of locations. I will share mine usually to Microsoft OneNote. Why? Because Microsoft OneNote will take any picture that has text and it will go ahead and it will recognize the text, performing OCR. Once it does that, a world of opportunities are available to me, including Immersive Reader, which is an application that will actually help me read the text more effectively. Perfect for me as a struggling reader, as well as teachers and students, and anyone you know that might struggle with reading. So I can go within moments from taking a picture of text, be it on a page, on a newspaper, place it into OneNote, and having it read to me and helping me, not just in the language I speak, but a variety of languages. So imagine a student taking a picture of a page of a textbook in English and having that page of a textbook read back to them in their native language. It's available and you can do it, and it's all available for free.
Okay, so she explained a few ways of how to use it in the classroom. However, let's think about the workplace. You're in a meeting and the person's having difficulty getting the notes down. The meeting is ending, but the person needs the notes. They snap a picture, which all the cell phones can do. But what a lot of them can't do is save it as a document. And with the integration of immersive reader directly into Office Lens, you now have a personal reader and the person can read it. So that's another way of capturing important information with Microsoft Lens. Okay, so let's see some real high tech now. Taking notes, a big thing in colleges, schools, and the workforce. We're going to be on the level of James Bond now. This is a digital pen that can record the lectures using special notebooks. Let's listen and hear about the LiveScribe Echo Smart Pen.
Lots of apps and programs have tried to offer their solutions for note-taking, but the truth is nothing beats handwritten notes. So if you're one of those pen and paper kind of people, there's a solution that combines all the great things about analog notes with all the wonders of technology. The Echo Smart Pen is about to make your notes a whole lot better. Here's how it works. When you take notes using the Echo and this special notebook paper, the pen makes a digital copy of the notes, which you can upload to a computer later, plus it records anything you hear or say while you write. First, I'll tap record here. Then, as I'm writing, the Smart Pen records everything I'm saying as I write. When I'm done, I'll hit stop. And now if I tap that text that I just wrote, whatever was being said at the time will be played back. Then, as I'm writing, the Smart Pen records everything I'm saying as I write. This is amazing for students who write notes during long lectures or when you're just jotting down notes during a meeting. So later on, you can play back your notes and jot any other info you might have missed. Now, I also mentioned that the Smart Pen digitizes your notes. When you connect the pen to your computer and launch the LiveScribe software, the notes and associated audio will be uploaded. Open up a page and you'll see your notes just as you wrote them. And if you were recording audio with those notes, clicking on a word will play back the synced audio.
But still undecided about another campaign, he was avoiding such offers.
In this software, you can also extract just the audio by heading to the Audio tab. All your recordings are listed here, which you can move to your desktop if you want. In the left sidebar is a list of all the cloud services you can sync your notes with. So if I use Evernote, I can right-click a note and select Send Page To. Then this window pops up where I can choose a file either with or without the audio. Then I'll hit Continue, and the page will be sent to my Evernote account, which I can view anywhere later on, including on my phone. So those are just the basics of the Echo Smart Pen. But now that you know how it works, let me show you a few tricks for taking great notes with this magical pen. You can make a study sheet by first writing out all the terms you need to know. Then record the definitions for each by tapping record, tapping the word, saying the definition, then hitting stop. Here's one example. Near field communication. Then when you're studying the terms, you can get the answer by playing it back. Near field communication. Here's a little tip that not a lot of Smart Pen owners know about. If you're playing back audio, either by searching for it on the pen or by tapping the notes written to it, any note you take during playback will also be associated with that audio. So check it out. So I'll tap this text here, and as it's playing back, I can take more notes. No White House. I'll hit stop. And when I tap those new notes, that audio will play back from the original recording. And finally, if you're out and about without a notebook and want to use your pen as an audio recorder, you can do that by long pressing the power button, make your recording, don't forget the milk, and the file will be saved.
Don't forget the milk.
Now that you've gotten a little taste of just how useful the Echo Smart Pen can be, check out Donald Bell's full review to get all the details and specs. You can find more tips and tricks for this pen and other topics at howto.cnet.com. For CNET, I'm Sharon Vackman.
Okay, that's the LiveScribe Smart Pen, an older version. The newer version is out, and it pretty much does the same thing, but you know, this is a useful device both in school. I recommend this to a lot of individuals who are learning disabled, and it can be very useful. I have a few of these out in the workforce, in the workplaces, a few different workplaces across the state where they're using it. So let's move on to that's taking notes. There are other devices out there, software applications that will do crazy things like the LiveScribe Smart Pen. And I can tell you more about those either at the end or through email or a future Zoom session. So let's go to seeing some real, again, some real high tech. This is for someone, perhaps they're through an accident, they became quadriplegic, they have ALS or some debilitating problem where they can't use their hands and can't talk, but we can still get them into the workforce. I'll let the video explain what it is.
Eye tracking is a technology that is used to see where a person is looking on a computer screen. The technology can also be used to control a computer. Instead of using a traditional keyboard and mouse, you control it by using your eyes. Illuminators in the eye tracker send out near-infrared light that is reflected by your eyes. A camera registers these reflections, and through filtering and advanced calculations, we can determine where on the screen you are looking, and then place the computer cursor consistently and accurately. There are certain things that set Tobii Dynavox eye trackers apart from others. Besides an unprecedented patent portfolio and many technical details, one is the fact that we use a unique and very accurate 3D model of a human eye. With this model, you don't need to keep your head still when using a Tobii eye tracker. In fact, you can move your head freely without any significant loss of precision or accuracy. This is particularly beneficial for individuals with uncontrolled head movement, such as those with cerebral palsy. For accurate eye tracking, the eye tracker needs to find your pupils. This can be done through either bright or dark pupil tracking. Bright pupil tracking works similarly to when you get red eyes using a compact camera with a flash. By placing the flash, or in this case the illuminators, farther away from the lens, you can avoid this. This is dark pupil tracking. Tobii Dynavox eye trackers are unique in that they dynamically switch between bright and dark pupil tracking, so you'll always have an optimized eye tracking experience. There are many other things that make Tobii Dynavox eye trackers unique. To learn more, please visit tobiidynavox.com.
And that's the Tobii Dynavox eye tracking, an incredible piece of technology that works with Windows and Mac computers. And as you can see, we had full control of the system. Now let's move forward here to our last video and then the live demonstrations. Now we're going to take a look at artificial intelligence and what it can do. This is a free app that can be acquired in any of the app stores, and it's by Microsoft. Here we go with Seeing AI.
Seeing AI is a Microsoft research project for people with visual impairments. The app narrates the world around you by turning the visual world into an audible experience. Point your phone's camera, select a channel, and hear a description. The app recognizes saved friends.
Jenny near top right, 3 feet away.
Describes the people around you, including their emotions.
28-year-old female wearing glasses looking happy.
It reads text out loud as it comes into view, like on an envelope.
Ken Lawrence, P.O. Box.
Or a room entrance.
Conference 2005.
Or scan and read documents like books and letters. The app will guide you and recognize the text with its formatting.
Top and left edge is not visible. Hold steady. Lease agreement. This agreement
When paying with cash, the app identifies currency bills.
$20 US.
When looking for something in your pantry or at the store, use the barcode scanner with audio cues to help you find what you want.
Campbell's tomato soup.
When available, hear additional product details.
Heated microwave bowl on high.
And even hear descriptions of images in other apps like Twitter by importing them into Seeing AI.
A close-up of Bill Gates.
Finally, explore our experimental features like scene descriptions to get a glimpse of the future.
I think it's a young girl throwing a frisbee in the park.
Experience the world around you with the Seeing AI app from Microsoft.
And that's Seeing AI, one of my new toys that I enjoy playing with. Okay, so what we want to do now is I'm going to get very bold, and we're going to do some live demonstrations here. And okay, we did that. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to minimize the presentation, and I'm going to do some magnification for you. This is a document camera that I have that can also be used to do magnification for people with low vision. So as you can see here, I'm zooming in and can make it quite large, and you can just move the document around to read it. And now I'm zooming out, and there are many other devices that can do this also. For example, I'll pull this out, and I have a handheld magnifier here from a company called Freedom Scientific. And when you open it up, and that's what it looks like when you open it up, it has a stand. And what it can do is magnify the text. We have different color combinations. That I'm trying to get it into focus here for you. So you can get just a rough idea of what it can do. We have black and white in different modes, and back to full color. We can zoom in. And I zoomed in too much, but so you get a rough idea of what it's like. What's unique about this one is it has up at the very top a rotating camera, and I can rotate that for distance viewing. There's the mess of cables in the back of my desk, or I can rotate it around so it can take pictures of me. I guess we're in black and white mode, not color. So that's a unique device. I have one that's even smaller, that's more handheld. And and they get as large as large televisions on a desk. What I want to show you now is some devices to minimize hand movement and arm movement. So if a person has very little use of their hand, this is what we call a trackball. And I recommend these a lot for people with carpal tunnel, any repetitive stress injuries, because what it does is it eliminates the movement of the arm and the hand. And when you have a problem like that with repetitive stress, repetitive injury, you want to minimize the use to minimize the pain. And all we need to do here is just use a finger, thumb, whatever, and very light movements will move the cursor long distances. I like the Kensingtons because they have a large ball, and the larger the ball, the less movement of the finger. We have a scroll wheel around the side, programmable buttons, and a built-in armrest. I have another one that's also similar, and it a little bit different design. Okay, but the same purpose. Minimize the movement, all with one hand and fingers. This one from Logitech is nice because on the other side, it tilts. So we can, if I push it like this, it tilts it up even more. It gives you greater angle. It's more like a handshake. Or if you want your hand flat, we can do that as well. Whatever is most comfortable for you. So that's some of the pointing devices. I don't want to hit this too hard because this is my main keyboard, but this is a new Microsoft Sculpt keyboard. It will do an inverted layout like this because your hands, when you're typing, they fit like a melon, the shape of a melon, and you don't want your hands in a strange angle like this. You want them straight out. Same with your arms. Greater than a 90-degree angle is what's recommended. But this is Bluetooth, so that's why I'm trying not to hit any keys to cause any more problems with the presentation. Okay, so we're going to end up here with one more demonstration. And this one is for people who have difficulty typing. So here we go. Hello, exclamation point. Thank you so much for stopping in for this presentation today. Let me tell you, comma, I was nervous, period. Select nervous, bold that, italicize that, underline that. Well, exclamation point, what do you think? Question mark. So what we have here is voice recognition, full complete control of the computer. And if you have a business that is heavy on writing reports, emails, essays, you now can create all of those documents 3 times faster than most people can type. I was dictating, well, let me give you some figures and then we'll end up here. But I was dictating at approximately 150 words a minute. Most people can type 20 to 40 words. Accomplished typist, 80 words a minute. Handwriting, 10 to 12 words a minute. Conversational speech, about 210 words a minute. So now we can put people back in the jobs using their voice. So let's see here. We'll end up, I want to go back to the screen sharing and get the rest of the presentation up, and then we'll close out. Okay. All right. So I have 2 things I want you to consider. The first one is a rhetorical question. I often present this to people after doing this demonstration. If I can put technology into the hands of a person who has a disability, and if they can do the job that everybody else does who does not have the disability, finish it at the same time or faster, are they disabled? Something to think about. And now that I've shown all of you how assistive technology can help in the workforce, agencies, organizations, are you ready to make the move? Today, I've shown you how you can reduce workers' compensation costs by using different alternative input devices such as trackballs, voice recognition. We're putting people to work that may not have ever thought they could work, just with a little bit of technology and a little bit of ingenuity. So with that, opening it up to questions and answers. And I have my contact information up there. I promise if we don't get to all the questions and answers, I will answer them via email as well. So thank you so much. And oh, by the way, if you know a little bit about me, I am a miracle baby from January 1959. Medically, I'm not supposed to be here. I was supposed to be born in December. And after 3 times of saving me, I was declared legally blind 3 months after birth. I'm totaled in one eye and legally blind, visually impaired in the other. So it was a challenge today, but fun, and I love doing it. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Terry. It's Jen. I wanted to see if you could share maybe some examples of, I know you do a lot of assistive technology evaluations and training for ACCES-VR. So could you maybe say some different job titles and some assistive technology in the workplace that you've assisted people with a variety of different disabilities?
Okay. I'm working with a gentleman now on the other side of the state, up in the Adirondacks. He lost his voice because of throat cancer. And it basically nothing is connected in his throat. He talks through a voice box, which is very hard to understand. So what I did was got him into an AAC app, Alternative Augmentative Communication app. And he's 70 years old. He used to be a successful financial investor. And now because of the medical issues, he can't do that anymore. Well, couldn't. Now he can if he wanted to, but he's working at Ace Hardware. And I have him into this iPad and an iPhone and this $119 app called Proloquo for Text. And all he has to do is type in what he wants and it will repeat it back to people. There's a vocabulary already set up for him that he can use or alter to customize his voice speech patterns. So he's using that on the job. I have people using the LiveScribe Smart Pen that you saw here today in college, taking notes. In the workforce, I have a few people using it on the job who are, they're using it to write down the notes and record any conversations that are permitted. And they also use it to record their own personal notes. So they just go back and tap the document. For me, being legally blind, I have a plethora of technology running here today trying to save me. I have magnification running, and you saw the voice recognition running. I use all of it for my work with ACCES-VR. So there's a few examples of what technology can do.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry. Any other questions? Feel free to unmute and ask your question if you have. Well, all right. Well, Terry, if more questions come up and people can email you, correct?
Absolutely. Or
All
call
right.
me.
We'll
I'll
call
even
you.
do text messages. So
All right.
it's
Well,
been a
thank you,
pleasure.
everybody. Yeah, thank you, Terry. And thank you, everybody, for who attended today. We appreciate your time as you came into our workshop. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out with Terry. You can also reach out to myself or Jen Geiger as well. With that, we'll conclude today's sessions. Thank you all for attending and have a great day.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Terry.
You're welcome. Thanks.